Hi guys, I found an interesting graphic. I'm going to pop up here. A growing number of homes need remodeling. I want to know what your guys' opinion is on this. But first, it's going to be brought to you by Mr. Chris Rooney, Home Experts.
This home is a standout, set amongst mature trees in a fantastic location. It's private, yet close to everything you need. Schools, shopping, parks, and easy access to wherever you want to go. Featuring 3 spacious bedrooms on the upper level and 3 bathrooms throughout the home. It has plenty of room for everyone. The living area is warm, inviting, and the large deck is perfect for gatherings. Big open kitchen, dining area, living and family room with a fireplace. You'll appreciate the 2-stall garage and the sharp curb appeal. Recent updates include a new roof, and the association is currently adding new sidings to all buildings. With 3 stories and 2,103 square feet of well-maintained living space, this home shows true pride of ownership. Natural light pours in through numerous windows, skylights, and patio doors, creating a bright and welcoming atmosphere. Plenty of storage options. This is a rare find at this price point. Don't miss out.
What price point is that, Mr. Rooney?
That's hot off the press. $299.
Jeez.
$299.
I had one 2 weeks ago that was $299, and single family home that needed a little help.
Oh, single family.
Yeah, and it absolutely was like you were giving away free cars at the circus. I mean, it was crazy.
Chaos. Yeah.
Chaos.
I had a different townhouse last week that was the same thing, $299, sold a couple days. So,
Okay.
anyways, all right. Well, Andy, I see this all the time, right around this age time, 20. I don't know about 39 years, but obviously we go through a lot of design shifts and styles that happen, and to get the most amount of money, you definitely want to be able to update it for sure. It's funny, we do so many times on this show alone where we can look at pictures and we know exactly what era that thing was built in.
Yeah.
I mean, really close to the year.
Absolutely.
Not just an era.
I kind of look at real estate. Sometimes we have these ups and downs, and it's kind of like the snake that swallows the basketball, right? So as it's going down, you can kind of follow the trends. Well, a lot of these houses that are in this prime, ready to be remodeled, age group, there obviously was a boom 30 years ago, and that boom created all this inventory. And as those products are aging, what's really interesting though, this is where, Chris, I go back to as a real estate agent and say, are these, the entry-level 20-year shingles, or are these the new 50-year shingles? And at 30 years, it makes a huge difference because you're halfway with your better investment, right? Versus I'm just worried about the next 5 years and just put it on my house. Siding. This is where a lot of the national builders kind of get picked on, and rightfully so. Thinner siding, thinner whatever, windows that aren't quite as great, flooring that isn't as great. All of those houses usually are remodeled before that 30-year mark because they don't make it that far. And people don't put that into the equation when they're buying it. And it's like buying some of these cars that are really affordable, really cool car, really affordable, and only lasts 3 to 4 years or 50,000 miles, and then everything starts breaking, and then they become a maintenance nightmare. I think that same thing happens in housing. You just got to be really efficient with your inspector on looking at not only the current condition of that house, but asking questions like, what is the longevity of the products that are on this house that you can see?
Yeah, and almost look into the products that you're using, because you hit it right on the nose. Some of these places, I mean, that have windows that might be done in 10 years. I mean, versus, a real good window that you can just have painted and look really good. And so your remodel costs go way down if the good things are there. So it's like wood, nice trim and panel doors. Well, you can always enamel those, or you can, restain them. And so, but buying them and then redoing them is not a cheap endeavor in which to be able to do. So,
well, just like having your LP or your Hardy siding around your whole house, right? So I did that years ago, and my neighbor next door, when we had a hailstorm come through, my siding was fine. It wasn't even marred. I mean, at all. Even to my standards, I'm like out there looking the old microscope. Not really, but in theory, right? And so their house had all of their siding on the back shredded. They had to replace all of their windows. And so I'm sitting there going, I paid about $15,000 more when I built my house to have it done with the hardy all the way around. And nowadays, let's say it's 20.
Yeah.
They had a $200,000 claim on that house next door versus my $60,000 claim for a roof and a few little like air conditioning units and whatever. But it was unbelievable, the ROI that's there when you invest properly with the right products. And so anybody that's buying a new house, I'll tell you what, when you look at a $600,000 house with all the, the bells and whistles, but cheaper products, or a house for $700 or even $650 that's by a custom builder that has name brand and well thought out products that are designed for longevity and to give you maximum value in that build, those builders are worth that extra $50,000 because those products are worth down the road, like in this example, almost $150,000 more, because they can handle different circumstances. So anyway.
Andy, on the remodeling thing, aren't you also seeing that some people, rather than selling and getting into a different interest rate, are now just kind of trying to remodel what they have there and try to make that work for them more so? I've actually had that people are doing that, but then once they do that, now they're saying, well, gosh, we can get enough money, let's sell it and go to the next one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that, and I'm also seeing people that are aging in place, right? We've talked about this on previous episodes where people are just not seeing the value of a move, even though they need to move. And they're adding in, ramps in the garage, or they're adding in lifts on the stairs. They're retrofitting the houses to become what they need in their future. So they're not moving. They're staying put. Their house is paid for, free and clear. Again, I reiterate this a ton because people are worried about a big wave of foreclosures. It's not there, guys. There's 40% of the houses are paid for, free and clear across the country. That's the average. And then significant equity is on the remaining 60%, which means almost 50% or more. The average U.S. home has $300,000 of equity, Chris. And I know you know that. And this year so far, just to this month, houses have appreciated an average of $28,000. Those are solid investments worth reinvesting into. They're worth remodeling, and they're worth holding on to for sure.
I also see in that scenario, Andy, where people are, it's kind of like, okay, great, we'll sell it, we'll move over here, but a lot of things change. It's your walking path, you go walking every morning, in the same way, and you're comfortable with it. The same neighbors, the same way you're driving in and out. It's switching not only that, and then maybe the size of the home that you're going to. I mean, it's a big change. So remodel in place is actually a big thing. I think it might become bigger. I've got a listing that I've had now 5 people look at it for multi-generational as well. So there's so many things that are kind of happening, and people are starting to really kind of consider some fun little alternatives rather than
you see it all the time, Chris. I do too. And I see, and it used to be just like, hey, families that are new to America, it's their culture. They have grandma and grandpa living with them and the kids. Nowadays, it's just the way the American dream is starting to form. And it's like families are staying together in pods longer. They're using bigger houses to accommodate the entire family. Then people can live more affordably. And I hate to say it's become the only solution, but right now with the way the games are being played with tax credits and whatever, all tax credits do for a lot of this is put more demand on the marketplace that's already in short supply. The short supply throws us off, gets prices up, gets people fighting over the houses, makes them even more unaffordable. So in my opinion, the multi-generational housing is becoming the solution for a lot of this. And I believe, like Rooneyville, remember this, Chris? Remember our old Rooneyville? Having houses that have multiple dwellings for family members, maybe the little duplex or the apartment, if you will, the mother-in-law apartment, I think is really a fantastic opportunity for a lot of us to keep that affordability.